Good day, modelers. Today I have a few more bomb drops from my Phoenix model's 75-inch Ju-87 Stuka. I am getting a bit better at predicting where the bombs will fall based on what I see in the cockpit windows as I start the dive. During previous missions, I had an issue with one bomb refusing to release due to a bad servo in the pylon. Since that was replaced, I have consistently placed all the bombs within a 20-foot circle. On the first mission of the day, the winds were calm to very light. I generally like to approach the target, a 6x9 blue tarp staked down at the west end of the flying field, from further west, so that if I misjudge, the bombs will drop onto the sod farm or onto our field. So far in about a dozen missions, I have only lost one 50-kilogram wing bomb. I approach the target from near the 400-foot altitude limit for model aircraft at our field and perform a steep dive to about 100 feet before I release the bombs and pull up. Unlike the man-carrying vehicle during World War II, I don't have to worry about passing out from the G's. Here is a picture of the results of this first drop. The red circles are the bombs on the ground. The closest was within 20 feet of the center of the tarp, and the furthest about 50 feet. Although normally I land shortly after the drop and get a second drop on the same battery, I stayed aloft and executed a roll, something of which I had not done previously with this model. The model roll is very much like any other World War II fighter I have flown. After the roll, I set up for a landing near the 6-minute mark. Because the winds were light to nil from the west, I chose to land the model from northeast to southwest, as this is the longest direction of our flying field. On the second drop of the day, I tried to square up the tarp in the middle of the front window. This should have produced a closer hit, but I was still to the right of the target. Here is a picture of the bomb scattering on that drop. The bombs indeed landed to the right of the tarp and a little short. The closest bomb was about 40 feet from the center of the target. On the third and final drop of the day, I was still to the right of the target when I started the dive and tried to correct with roll and yaw command, but the short distance I can travel to accomplish this is problematic. Here is a picture of the third drop, a little long and still about 40 to 50 feet out. It was a rather warm day for April. It was probably a little over 80 degrees Fahrenheit by the third drop. As I began to set up for a landing, I noticed a considerable drop in power. Fearing I may have to put the model down somewhere other than our field, I decided not to drop the flaps and take a no-flap landing wherever I could. I had just enough energy to make it back to our field and made a less than perfect landing, but no damage was done to the model. The reason for the loss in power was simple. In the warmer temperatures and some heat from the motor, the prop nut had come loose. The printed prop hub from PLA had softened and allowed the nut to slip. I will be turning an aluminum boss to fit the new prop hub that will be bonded and pinned to the new 3D printed hub.